Hey, this is Matt here from Silent Lapse. I'm going to do a 2013 year in music. I'm going to go through my top 10 albums of the year, starting at Scott. We just had to pick your belly button right there. Anyway, I'm going to go through my top 10 albums of the year. Starting with number 10, Summoning, Old Morning's Dawn. This album was really... It was good. It was better than I thought it might be because I've never really listened to this type of black metal before. They play what a lot of people call epic black metal. Like they're really fantasy based. It's almost as if you brought black and power metal together. But they're a little different in that they use a lot of synthesizers. Actually, the only real instruments on here are guitars and vocals. But just the way they write was really good. And there was another band that came out with an album that was in this same type of genre, but I did prefer this one. I'll get to that one later, though. Number 9 would be Anathema's live album. I know it's a live album, but it's so good that it deserves to be on the list. This is the vinyl edition of it. The vinyl edition was called Untouchable, but the CD-DVD was called Universal. I highly, highly recommend it. Probably one of the best concerts I've ever seen on DVD. They played with a live orchestra in Bulgaria, and it's just unbelievable. Number 8 would be Extol's newest album, self-titled. After about almost a decade of silence, these guys came out with this record, and it just it really blew me away. This is the first Extol album I've ever bought and listened to. I heard of them before, and I remembered them from like when they came out with Blueprint Dives, whatever it was called, back in like 2006. But this one is like it's really heavy. It's technical, but it's also quite melodic, and lyrically and everything, it's pretty uplifting. I mean, Extol always has been, but definitely a recommended record. Number 7 would be the new Suffocation's Pinnacle of Bedlam. This is a really great record. It's actually the first vinyl purchase I ever made. It's also the very first Suffocation album I've bought. I've always liked Suffocation. They're one of those bands I've always really liked, but I never got around to buying their albums for some stupid reason. But I picked this one up, and they really, I mean, it's brutal death metal. It's heavy, it's technical, and it's fast. But one thing they do that a lot of those styles of bands don't do is they write really memorable and catchy riffs. And that's what I really like about this record. Number 6 would be the new Amon Amarth album, which I have on picture disc here, Deceiver of the Gods. Not only does the picture disc look awesome, but the contents that lie therein are also very awesome. It's what you can expect from Amon Amarth. You know, it's heavy, super heavy, really melodic, lyrics about Vikings and whatnot. But I think this one might be their best album. It seems a bit more thought out than their previous two did. The previous two were really good, but there was just something that almost made them run together a little bit more after a while. But this one, all the songs really stand out on their own 2 feet, and I really like that about albums when they do that. And the song Blood Eagle is probably the best song on the album. No. Number 5 would be the new Avantasia album, The Mystery of Time. A guy on the Theocracy forum on Ultimate Metal was talking about this, and I checked it out. I mean, I liked Avantasia from the Metal Opera in the early 2000s when they came out with that, but all their other stuff just kind of left me feeling blah. But this album is a return to form for sure. It's a new series, new storyline that he's working on. This is the first installment. There'll be 3 more coming. I'd highly recommend this if you like the Metal Opera series. Check it out. Number 4 was the new Flesh God Apocalypse album, Labyrinth. This is another band I heard of a while ago. I remember back when they were coming out, just like the way their logo looked and stuff, I just kind of panned them off as one of those new deathcore bands. I was like, oh, I don't like that crap. But no, not at all. I heard the new stuff off this on, I think, YouTube when they were promoting the new album, and it just blew me out of the water. I mean, it's symphonic metal, but it's different. I mean, I've never heard it mixed with I've never heard brutal death metal mixed with a symphony that well and just executed flawlessly. And like Suffocation, these guys write a lot of like memorable parts. If you like any of that kind of music, check it out for sure. Number 3 on the list is Deafheaven's Sunbather. I know Scott's also a big fan of this one. If you never listened to these guys before, I highly recommend it. If you even like black metal at all, or even shoegaze or anything like that, if you like Alcest and stuff like that, like the older Alcest, which is more black metal, I would definitely check this out. They formed 2010, came out with their first album in 11. They're definitely probably one of the best, if not the best, up and coming band right now. They are doing things with the genre that I've never heard before. Definitely check this out. Number 2 is the new Dream Theater album. This is the second one without Mike Portnoy, which a lot of fans are still split over. I've heard some people say they really can't get into this one. They just don't feel it's the same without Portnoy. On the other hand, though, I really think this album is a return to form for these guys. I mean, you can just feel the energy and excitement about the direction they're going now. This definitely reminds me a lot of their older stuff back into like Images and Words and 6 Degrees. I really get that vibe off this album, and it's super technical, but it's super catchy. It's just a great record. It also has probably one of their best epics, Illumination Theory, which shakes up the whole fourth side of this album. It's 22 minutes long. It's got just a phenomenal string section in the middle, and the whole thing just flows great. So definitely give that a listen. Number 1 is Soilworks: The Living Infinite. This album came out in March, and I said, this is going to be the album of the year this year after I heard it, and I still stand by that statement. A double album, 20 songs. Every song on here just absolutely slays. There's not a single filler on this record. And it was after Peter Wickers left the band. I mean, these guys, last time he left, they came out with Sworn to a Great Divide, which I liked quite a bit. A lot of other people didn't. But they really just blew everybody's expectations, including my own, just completely out of the water. Not only is this the best album of the year, this is one of the best metal albums ever made. Easy. So definitely, if you don't have it, you have to own this. As far as my best discovery of the year, a lot of these bands I've heard of before, like Deafheaven and stuff like that, but I never listened to them until this year. So they weren't really true discoveries. But the one band that I really did discover out of the blue just randomly this year, I liked them enough to buy 7 of their albums. I was just talking about them before, was Paysage d'Hiver. If you like that stuff at all, like the really raw, cold, atmospheric black metal, pick it up. I mean, it's some of the best out there. So that was my 2013 music of the year. So have a good one.